Hi, this is Alan Shimel, DevOps.com here at ChefConf, Austin 2016. Joined by Jon Mittelhauser, CEO of CloudBolt. Jon, welcome.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Sure. Happy to have you here. Jon, it's rocking and a rolling here at ChefConf, and but you know what? A lot of our audience maybe not familiar with CloudBolt.
Yep.
Why don't you just give us a quick background on what CloudBolt is?
Okay, CloudBolt is a cloud management platform for large enterprise that have both public and private clouds. So we interface with VMware, OpenStack, AWS, Azure, Google Compute, etc., and give that kind of single pane of glass command and control for the IT admin, but kind of more significantly give the ability for the admin to give self-service provisioning capabilities to end users. So enterprises don't need to train up users on specific clouds, specific tools. They basically can give them the ability to spin up their own VMs, applications, stacks of applications, kind of cloud agnostic, technology agnostic, and we leverage automation orchestration technologies like Chef to do that. So that's why we're at ChefConf. A lot of our customers integrate with Chef, CloudBolt for that use.
Sure, and give our audience, like, what a CloudBolt customer, large enterprise, startup, anything?
Large enterprises.
Large enterprises.
Yeah, Fortune 100, Fortune 1000, large
Really?
Government, institutions, etc. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Mostly North America, or?
Mostly North America, a few in Europe, a few in Asia.
Excellent. And you've obviously talked about why you guys are here at ChefConf is, you know, you're about automation, and Chef is obviously all about automation as well. I know it's early. It's day one, lunch break here. It's craziness around our newsroom booth. What kind of buzz are you hearing from people?
I mean, it's hot. I mean, we did it last year, and it was actually our best conference last year in terms of,
really?
You know, it's the people that really get our product, more so than kind of the, CIO summits and that type of thing. We appeal to the developers who really get DevOps, and that's obviously what Chef appeals to. And this year seems even hotter. I mean, just the opening cocktail hour last night, I mean, we had so many interesting conversations with, big potential customers who are very interested in what we're doing, and really kind of that integration of Chef, public, private clouds, and then other enterprise technologies that we work with as well.
Jon, if you don't mind me asking, what about some of the announcements around Chef Automate, Chef Habitat? How does that play into the CloudBolt?
Yeah, I mean, all of it strengthens the ecosystem. So we're very agnostic about what technologies enterprises use. Everything's API driven. So the more Chef is able to push out technologies like that, the better for us, the better for our customers. So, we really do find that the customers who understand the need and implement Chef kind of understand the need for our technology. So again, that's that good overlap between, who we're targeting, who Chef's targeting, which makes it a strong partnership. So we've worked together with Chef on it in a lot of accounts.
Understood. Jon, so DevOps, depending who you talk to, it's either old hat already or it still is, just barely reaching mainstream. But we see so much new happening around automation, around the movement to cloud.
Yep.
Crystal ball, give me a look in your crystal ball. Where do you see us in 6 months, a year? Does this stuff start, I mean, at some point you get critical mass and it should really accelerate.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely seeing it accelerate. I mean, we obviously have a range of customers who are just starting to explore things like Chef and frankly, cloud. And then we have other customers who are bleeding edge. It's all about, leveraging containerization in Docker and Kubernetes. And but you can see that momentum growing.
Yeah.
So, I've been in startups and high tech and stuff for, 25 years, and you get to know that momentum as you talked about. And it's definitely, I think it's past the tipping point. And, the conference and the buzz shows that, right? And again, we're talking to large mainstream enterprises. So when these companies are starting to adopt those technologies, I'm a Silicon Valley guy, so it's no big deal if the web tech down the road with, 4 20-year-olds is taking the new technologies. They're always going to do it. But when you're big oil and gas or manufacturing or, those enterprises,
so it's real.
That's who's contacting us, right? And they're adopting it, and they're putting Chef in, and they're putting public and private clouds and all these technologies. So, I mean, they're seeing the value in it, which, frankly, we saw 10 years ago, but they move slower, right?
Yeah. I think it's hard to ignore the obvious as well, though.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And it's there with us. Well, Jon, Anything else you want to say?
Well, I was just going to say one of the things we've seen in those enterprises, actually, one of the verticals we've seen a lot of traction in is retail, and I think that's because they brought in a lot of DevOps folks to run the .com aspects of their business, right? And those folks have kind of pushed that revolution in IT. Like, they weren't satisfied in our case with the sort of put in a help desk request, wait 2 weeks for a server, right? That's that growth of shadow IT. Instead, they want the ability to sort of provision and manage their own services. That DevOps mentality, we really saw permeate there first and now be pushed out into those other verticals.
Absolutely. Jon, thank you for joining us here at the newsroom at ChefConf. Continued success with CloudBolt, and you know what, maybe we'll be following up with you soon.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Right. Hey, this is Alan Shimel for DevOps.com at ChefConf.